Hey folks, Bob Bouvette. We're camping again. We've got a great episode for you today. We're super excited to show you. Oh, hey Barry.
Hey Papa.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Yourself?
Pretty good. So we did have Troy coming out. He was going to show us a little bit about the different flora in the area, show us kind of what some trees are, what some good trees are to cut down, but he had something come up in his life and he couldn't make it out.
I may have ate him. I may have eaten Troy.
You ate him?
Well, he came into my den. You know, I've been getting a little famished, kind of working hard with you guys on the show here, and bear's gonna bear. You know, can't really. I'm a wild animal.
All right.
Just because I love camping and love helping you guys out doesn't change the fact that Barry brown bear is still a brown bear.
All right, folks. You know what happens to bears that get a little too acclimated to humans, right?
Ah!
Well, folks, stay tuned. We have got a great episode for you today. We're excited to show you. Why? See, so it's not supposed to, the chain's not supposed to move when it's just at idle. But if it's not idling high enough, hey guys, Bob Bouvette here. Got a little excited there. We're camping again. Camping now. Okay folks, so the spot that we picked to camp for this weekend here already has a fire pit in place, but it's a little bit of a mess, so we're going to clean it up a little bit, get it ready for our fire. Okay folks, so we've cleaned it up a little bit here. It looks a little prettier now. We've got a bunch of old firewood that was in there. Obviously somebody put out the fire and, you know, left early. We're going to use some of that firewood later when we build our first fire here. The other thing, cleaned up some of the rocks here a little bit, made it a little bit more of a circle. They're great for heat retention as well. So kind of as your fire starts going out, the rocks will help generate some heat as well there. So that's always good. This one's actually dug into the ground, which is great. This one had a bit of garbage in it, so I just kind of tossed it to the side. We'll deal with that later. I've brought a bunch of bags with me. Kind of dry grass in the immediate area. Either if you do, scrape it away. Make sure you've got water in case something sparks up. And then you just want to make sure that you're in a safe spot, that nothing in the immediate area is going to catch on fire. Now I think we're pretty much ready. We're going to get some wood. We're going to get something to light the fire with. And we're going to get some kindling going so that we can stay nice and toasty tonight. All right, folks, so this stuff here is something that is amazing for starting fires. It lights super easily. I have no idea what it's actually called. I've always called it old man's beard lichen. It just grows on numerous amounts of trees, and you can kind of just pull it off. You're going to end up getting usually a couple of twigs with it as well, which is even better because then you're going to have something to light up. So what I'll do is I'll just gather up a ton of this. Just kind of break off a few of these twigs, gather up a few good tufts. This stuff is super dry and will light up super quickly. The only thing about it is it doesn't burn for super long. So if you don't have, you know, a ton of stuff ready that's small enough to catch, it will not work out as easily for you. But there's more than enough on here that it's gonna light up, and it's gonna be super easy to start our fire later. So a couple of different ways you can start a fire. Something that's gonna leave you great in a survival situation if something gets wet is a fire stick, or a fire starter, or a ferro rod. The other thing is trusty lighter. Now, if it gets wet, you might be hooped, but if it's dry, you're always going to have fire, nice and easy to use. Now, we're going to start some of this old man's lichen here with a fire starter, because I know it's going to be super easy to do. So what you want to do is take this. Usually what I'll do is I'll kind of scrape it a little bit and just get some of that material right in the center here. And all you have to do is push really hard, kind of flick some sparks in. I'm just going to get a little bit more material here. Now, the other thing that you saw me doing earlier is this is called feathering. What it does is it helps open up some of the wood. Just makes it a little bit easier to catch. So I've gotten this stick a little bit feathered, and we're going to try and light that on fire after we're using the old man's lichen here. So here we go. All right, so now that we're done messing around over there, there's a couple other things we can do to help start fires. Napkins are great, basically just paper. They're gonna light up no problem. So the other things are these fire starter blocks, and these will help burn for a long time. And so if you have any kind of, fairly wet wood or anything like that, or stuff that's hard to light, this is gonna help you out a ton. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna crumple up some of these napkins just in the middle here while we start building our fire. I'm gonna put some sticks down. Probably what I'm gonna do is actually put a couple of these half burnt logs in, just for kind of a base here, so that we get a little bit of stability and whatnot while we're building this. A couple of different ways you can do this. You can kind of go back and forth like this. Everything's gonna be light in the center. Another way, kind of build a teepee structure sort of thing. Might not work very well with this kind of stuff here, but this is going to be better if you've got a ton of kindling and those kind of things. You're going to be building it up, making it look pretty. This is just going to help get maximum amount of airflow that you can. Yeah, definitely not my strong suit with the teepee, so we're gonna build it up like this here. A couple of these in. I've also got a few sticks here. Layer some of these in. Now what this is going to do is help keep as much wood in the center as possible while still keeping all that airflow in there. Now, we're not going to mess around with any fire starters or anything like that. We're just going to use a lighter. A little bit windy. Make sure it's burning good. Drop it in. Make sure it's still lit. And there we go. We should have a fire here starting momentarily. Got some good flame going. Hopefully it's going to catch all this stuff on top. Keep her going good. Got a couple of half burnt napkins here as well from the guys previous here. So we're just going to shove that in the side here. There we are. That should get going pretty quick here. And I'm going to keep an eye on it. We've got a ton more sticks to add in, kind of once things start really picking up. After that, we can throw on a couple of these other ones, or we've got some extra smaller splits. What's this? This is called a pocket bellows. What it does is it helps you get a ton of air into the areas you need it right away, and it collapses into something super small so you can take it with you wherever. Super light, really handy to have. If you're having troubles getting your fire started, you don't have enough air, this is something that could definitely help you. All right, folks, so before we go gather wood, we're going to take a look at all the tools that we have. So various different things that we can use to gather wood. We've got just a folding saw here, which super basic, super handy tool to have. Pretty much you can bring it anywhere, folds out. Sawing branches. Not going to be doing huge logs with this one, but super compact, really easy to carry around. I've got a smaller hatchet, which has been just incredible. I've had this for years. I have another more chopping axe. This is going to be for chopping down smaller trees, cutting up branches. Not too much for splitting. You can use it for splitting, but it's not going to be as effective as the big guy here. This one's going to be for big logs, splitting those kind of things, gathering up a ton of firewood. It's got huge angles on it, so it's going to be able to split all that wood really easily. And then we've got the bread and butter. We got the chainsaw here. This is going to be for cutting down trees, cutting logs into smaller rounds there, so they're easier to split. You can, and I have, cut down trees with this. It took forever. I do not recommend it. But this is going to be great for, you know, big amounts of firewood. If it's just you or a couple of people, you're only going to be out for, you know, a day or so, kind of an overnight trip, or you're just going out to cook some hot dogs, you're probably going to be okay if just breaking branches off dead trees, those kind of things, or sawing down a smaller dead tree. There's lots of dead wood around here, so you know it's going to be pretty easy for us to find a ton of firewood. We're going to take a look for a tall, you know, dead standing tree so that we can cut it down with this. That way we've got wood for the whole weekend. We don't have to worry about it for the rest of the weekend there. So anyway, let's go out, let's gather some wood. We're also going to be looking for a couple of things to help us start the fire as well. Hey folks, so one of the things you can look for when you're looking for firewood is stuff like this. Now we're actually on a forestry road, so they've done a bunch of clear cuts farther up the road. But from the start here, it looks like cut a bunch of stuff down, or somebody has at some point, and it's just kind of laying here. So this stuff is super dry, super dead. Now, it's not going to burn very long, and it's probably going to burn really quick. So probably what you're going to want to do is gather up a ton of this stuff. But it's super easy and simple. You can break this stuff with just your feet most of the time, and it means you don't have to cut down any trees. So there's an option for you. What am I doing? Well, folks, time for some more firewood. First things first, safety. Gotta put my chaps on, because I know if my mother ever found out I was chainsawing without chaps, she'd be chapped. You might wonder what I'm doing is I'm just sharpening up the chain on my chainsaw here. That way I can chop up some wood nice and quickly. What you want to do is you want to make sure you're going with the same angle that the chain, or that each one of these blades is already on. You do a few strokes, as long as you're keeping up on it. Shouldn't have to do more than 5 or 6 strokes either way here. But if it's really dull, then you might have to do a little bit more. But you want to make sure you get a nice edge on each of these blades here. And each one of these teeth, half of them go one direction, half of them go the other direction. So when you're done on the one side, flip her over, flip your file over, and go back the other way here. What that's going to do is it's going to allow the chain to start throwing wood in either direction so it doesn't start jamming up on you. See, so it's not supposed to, the chain's not supposed to move when it's just at idle. So folks, as you saw, chainsaws are great when they work. This old dog is overdue for some love and doesn't always want to start. And when you try too long and too hard, you flood the engine on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to do just a little bit of maintenance and make sure it's not flooded so that we can start it. It's going to be a blast. What you got to do is you got to take this top cover off here. Just a couple of screws. I think almost every chainsaw is going to come with one of these chainsaw tools. It's got pretty well every tool you need on here, which is great. So anyway, that cover comes off. You take this, you take that connector off there for the spark plug. Pop the spark plug out here. Make sure that's tight. Check here. It is soaked in fuel. Not good. Now, easy way to kind of unflood your chainsaw here. Just take a lighter, hold it up to the hole. Kind of a poof. Maybe it wasn't that bad. I don't know if you can see here, but we got some friends, and some of them are going near the car. I'll be right back. Hey! Nature! That goes back on. Cover. Goes back on. Tighten down the bolts. And then just because we're going to be extra smart, it does have some gas in it. So it should start. Okay, now, choke out. Let's see if we can get this baby going. Oh, let's try a little bit different here. right, guys, so I got a little excited there. Probably should go over some safety tips with you first. One of the most important things, safety gear, some safety glasses. Guys, a safety squint will not work. As much as I love a safety squint, it will not work. Safety glasses are going to be key for you. Some chaps as well. What this will do is it'll help bind up the chain immediately if it cuts into it, so that it's going to save your legs. If you cut into your leg here, you're done. That chainsaw will mess you up. Gloves are good as well. Other than that, you want to make sure that when the log's getting cut, it's not going to pinch your blade, or it's not going to pinch your bar or anything like that, or your chain, because then the chainsaw will kick back on you, which is definitely not good. If it kicks back hard enough and comes up at you, it could catch you in the face and you'd be done. Other than that, though, you just want to be aware of what could go wrong at any time, and you want to try and do your best to avoid any of those things. So I'm going to get back to it. I got a lot of wood to cut, and man, do I love chainsawing. All right. Hey folks, so I wanted to show you a couple of trees here. Now, when you're looking for firewood, you do not want to be cutting down nice, lively green trees, ones that are going to keep growing. Obviously, you want to be looking for something that's dead, something that's free-stranding, so it's still pretty dry and not rotting out. The one to my left here, this one, nice, clean, really lively green tree. As you can see from the top, it's got a still nice bushy top to it. This one to my right here is definitely not in as good of shape, for sure. This one's definitely a dead tree. It's still standing, so none of the moisture's gone right through it. It's not rotting out. This one's going to be a good one for us to chop down and have for some firewood here. So we're going to do that here in a minute, and we're going to show you that process. Hey folks, so we got a couple of rounds of wood here. We're going to do some chopping. Now, safety is the name of the game here. So you want to be chopping somewhere down low. Usually you're going to have another round of wood here, something that's really stable, so you can put the one that you're chopping on top. This one here, pretty stable. I can let go, it's not going to fall over. Now, with an axe like this, you want to hold one hand way down at the bottom here, one hand up top, feet apart, so that way if you miss and you come swinging down with the axe, you're not going to hit yourself right in the leg, right in the foot, whatever, somewhere where it's going to hurt. So what you want to do, hold it up like this, hands apart. When you're coming down, you want to slide your hand down so you get all the weight of the axe, get all the power into that. Take a practice swing, nice and slow, so you know where you're going to hit. And there you go. It's as simple as that. Now, depending on how big of a fire you're having, you might want to split those in half again. And as well as if you're just starting a fire, you can kind of keep going and make some kindling. See, that one wasn't very stable there. When you're making kindling, you want to have something small, something similar to this, so that it's going to be nice and easy to catch on fire and help get you some good coals going, so the rest of the wood is going to be a little easier to light.
Standing in the kitchen, I heard the doorbell ring. It's much too late to not be anything. Reluctantly I answered, got sucker punched again. A trail of